Hello, small business heroes. Welcome back to Small Business PR, where we make marketing and PR super accessible for the everyday small business hero. If you've ever wondered, how do people grow a following without hiring a social media strategist or pouring tons of money into ads? Or how do people actually make sales and grow their email list using short form video? This episode is for you. My personal friend and go-to expert, Keenya Kelly. She's an international speaker. She's a podcast host. She has grown her following to over 400,000 people in just 12 months using short form video. She's going to break down all the ways that you can use short form video to grow your business, get more leads, and make more sales. Welcome to the show, Keenya.
Thank you so much. So excited to be here.
Now, I'm so impressed with everything that you've done, and I know that you keep harping on this short form video. Can you define for us, what do you mean by short form video exactly?
Yeah. So short form video, by definition, if you Googled it, it is any video that is 1 minute or less. So oftentimes people think it means 15 seconds, but by definition, Webster's is 1 minute or less.
Okay, got you. And is there a reason why we want to stick to 1 minute or less? Like, do we want to make it closer to 1 minute, or do we like 15 seconds more?
So there's a lot of things to say about that. So when it comes to creating video content, we have to be very mindful of the person on the other side of the phone or the computer. And we're talking about people whose attention span is between 8 and 11 seconds, like 8 to 11 seconds. So when you're creating content, it's really important to go, okay, should this video be 1 minute? Should it be 3 minutes? Or should it be 30 seconds? Because oftentimes we may speak in content, a lot of ums, a lot of run-on sentences. In a video, if it needs to be 1 minute, it needs to be 1 minute. But if it doesn't, then cut it down. So I'll see people on TikTok or Instagram Reels who just go on and on and on. And we're like, get on with it. But other times I'll record a 3-minute video that needed to be 3 minutes, and people stay and watch the entire thing because it needed to be that long.
Ooh, I love what you said with need, because there's this famous saying that's, I didn't have time to write you a short email, so I wrote you a long one. So I do agree that it takes a mastery. It takes skill to communicate in a shorter amount. And I think that's what we're all trying to get after here with with Fight for Attention, is short form. So let's talk about, how do we actually decide, like, at what phase of our business should we really be prioritizing our mastery for short form video?
Right now. So I don't care if you have been in business for 45 years or you started your business 4 days ago. Everyone should be creating short form video. And the reason is because of, number one, like I was sharing, that the average attention span of a person is very short. And so if that is where people are, then if you're not creating short content, then you are losing people. So we all love a long video, a long live stream or whatever, but most of us, we are multitasking during all the longer things because we're in this day and age when we're doing multiple things at one time. So anyone who's trying to sell a product or service, create brand awareness, whatever, should be trying to figure out, how can I condense what it is I'm trying to say or do, or my call to action, to be shorter. That doesn't mean it replaces long form. It just means in addition to, you should be doing that. Because another thing to note is that everybody is always carrying their phones with them. If I don't have my phone with me, I have my watch on my wrist, And so because of that, short form vertical video is where businesses should be focusing in addition to long form.
Ooh, short form vertical. So I'm going to write that down. Now, the next question is, well, Keenya Kelly, I'm just more of a behind the scenes kind of gal, or I don't make anything that needs me to be the brand. Let's say if I make a skincare product. So what would you say to the different types of content? Because there's like the faceless video trend, right? And there's also like B-roll stuff. So can you break down the different content types? Obviously there's direct to camera, and which one maybe works better for what type of business?
Yeah. So there's definitely different things that are working. So let's kind of talk about faceless, because that is like the hottest trend that's happening out right now. Mainly the people that we focus on, that we coach, are coaches, female coaches and consultants. And you need to show your face. I need to hear your voice, because if someone's going to buy your product or service, like from you, I want to see you and I want to hear from you. People are not buying coaching and programs and all that through faceless videos. Accounts can blow up and things of that nature, but you're not able to sell coaching. Now, if you are selling a physical product or digital downloads or something like that, that can work amazing for faceless content. It also works really well for product-based businesses, unless it's a skincare or makeup product. Because if you're going to teach me about the bags under my eyes or how to take care of my menopausal type skin, I need to see someone who looks like she's in that phase of her life, so I can connect with her. That doesn't mean the founder of that product needs to be on video. It means somebody needs to be on video. And I know the fear that it is about, oh my God, I want to be behind the scenes. I don't want to get on video. But there's something special that is happening right now. We were just talking about this at an event with TikTok, and you've got the generation that is the age that they are. They're in their teens, 20s, and 30s, where they care about something that I'm 40 something, didn't ever care about. They want to see the founders. They want to see you, hear you, know you. What do you believe and what do you stand behind? We have never dealt with that. Those people that are in their 40s and up. And today they are like, I am buying from you because I heard you, I saw you, I believe in who you are, what you stand for. And the thing about it is, like, the people that are in their 80s, they're going to pass away 10, 20 years or what have you. And that time is going to continue to tick on for all of us. And so we've got to learn how to revise our brands to connect with the audience of people that are coming up right now.
Oh, I love what you said about that, because when I'm thinking about brands and even like physical product, there's that woman who went viral for her like period menstrual stuff, and she got like millions of followers on TikTok, and she basically got all this funding, angel investors, and she just sold out of her product because she's all about accessibility for period care. And so even though it is a physical product, traditionally you think of Tampax, like we don't know who the person is. She's been able to sell out her product using short form video. I love that so much. One thing we talked about before we got on, which I think people maybe are dabbling with, but don't really take seriously enough, which they need to, is building your email list. And there's so many ways you can do this now with ManyChat automation. But let's talk about the connection between short form video and actual sustainable results. Because I think one of the things that people see is, well, social media is, like, for example, what I like to say all the time is social media is not longevity. Social media is not searchable. Social media goes away in 24 hours. So how can you maximize that lifetime value and ROI for every short form video that you create?
For sure. So one of the things I always like to tell people is that my favorite platform right now is TikTok. Now, obviously we market on all of them, but TikTok is the only one that constantly resurfaces my content. Okay. So I will have a video that I posted. Well, I have a video I posted in December of 2020, and I had the Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas song on it. And every October, November, December, that video pops right back up on the FYP because of the music that's attached to it and some of the hashtags that I had with that video. And that happens all the time. I will post content and then 6 months it's back on the FYP. So it's not just because it's this entertainment app. It's because my content is always, always, always being resurfaced. And the moment someone comes on and starts to engage in my content, TikTok goes, ooh, I wonder, what does Gloria want to know? We're going to send her this video. And they don't automatically send her my most recent content. They're sending what they feel like that person would be interested in. So that's one of the biggest things that I love about short form video. Now, in addition to that, about the email, I like to use social media to build a community, because there's not enough networking I can do in a day to reach as many people as I can if I'm putting content on Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, and LinkedIn Shorts. And so I like to create content, distribute it, and in the video and the CTA and in my bio, I am driving people to get off of the platform onto my email list, because I want to have control. Because we know obviously the government's talking about banning TikTok. They may or may not, or whatever. But my job is not to wait until they make a decision. My job is to go, I've got a community. I've got an opportunity to build a community. How do I get people off of that platform into a space where I have control? And the only place we have control is on text message marketing and email marketing. Because once we've got them captivated into a list, we can send as many messages as we want. Whereas with social media, we can send the initial message and then we've got to let the algorithm do what it does to get people to take actions with us. But that's my fastest way I've grown a community and built a business. Networking is great. I do that too, but it's definitely social media is because it's always working for me, even when I'm not.
So I love what you said about tying a goal to your strategy. And I think a lot of times we're so bought into this content hamster wheel that's like, oh, I have a business. I need to be on social media. But then there's like no ROI because they're not doing it in a strategic way. So I love what you said about getting people onto your list. We know that the money is in your list. We know that when people opt in, they give you their email list. That's a higher exchange of value activity, which shows that they're more committed to purchasing. Whereas some random person looking at your reel may be so far away from ever buying anything from you. It could take years. So I love what you said about email lists. Let's talk about the actual nitty gritty because I know you have thoughts about LinkedIn bio, like captions. Yeah. What is the best way or some do's and don'ts to get people from social media into a place where we own the data, which is your email list?
Yeah. So number one, stop saying click the link in my bio. That's on every social media platform. And here, I don't work for them, but here's my thought process. My thought process is that they are social media companies and they're people that have to get paid, like their employees got to get paid and all that. And the way that they're making money is through ads. And so because of us that are doing organic marketing, we have been constantly driving people to the link in our bio or the link in our stories, which is driving people off of the platform and taking them where we want them to go. But selfishly for them, that's not helping them. So what we have all started to experience is that when we are saying, click the link in my bio, we're experiencing content suppression. Okay. They used to think it was just TikTok, but it's Instagram. It's all of them because the last thing they want to do is continue driving people off of the platform. Unless you run an ad, then that's obviously going to give you what it is you want. So we have to come up with strategies for how do I get people, well, how do I give the platform what it wants, but also get what I want? And one of the things the platform wants is people to be there, to engage. And so we have started using tools like Go High Level and ManyChat and Group Track, where a person can type a particular keyword, give the engagement to the platform that the platform wants. And when they type that particular keyword, they'll get an automated message that says, whatever you decide, mine is, hey, check your DM. When they go and check their DM, they type the keyword. Ours could be hooks, where we're giving you our 75 free hooks. Okay. And so they type the word hooks. They go and check their DM and it says, hey, you were interested in our 75 hooks, right? Yes. And they go, okay, what's your name? Put their name in. What's your email? Put your email in. And as soon as they do that, our tool is going to zap everything to Go High Level, which is what we use. And it's going to automatically inside of Instagram DM is going to give them the thing that they were downloading so that they stay on the platform. They don't leave, but we get them zapped into our email list where now we're able to follow up with them. And it was all automated. You know, like we have this meme that we use of Kim Kardashian. And I don't know why it just works so well. It's so gritty. It's not even beautiful. And it goes viral every single time we post it. So every 90 days or 4 months, we will repost that meme. We'll watch everything go crazy. And then people are automatically going into our DM and they're downloading our free tool and it's growing our email list. And all we did was post one meme.
Wow. That is absolutely incredible. I remember you telling me, because we're also on a separate Slack channel, of the sheer number of leads that you got. I mean, can you just repeat for everyone, like how much did you grow your email list just by using this direct kind of funnel in your social media?
Yeah. So I think by last month, without any ads, we grew it by almost 500 people. Now and we've been just like incredibly busy, you know, but in my less busy season, we probably could get to like 1,000 leads, from that. And we were also tracking like how much money we made from that. And I think in a matter of, was it 60 days through just the DM automation, we brought in an extra $15,000 from just that alone without ads and, you know, all the other things.
Yeah. I mean, I love this, you know, without ads. I think it's so good. So let's say if people, you know, they're just getting started with video, maybe they're not ready to Go High Level or, you know, ManyChat. What are some of the things that they need to do today to kind of like fix whatever they have on let's say like if you're doing an Instagram audit or a TikTok audit, what are some of the quick fixes that they need to do like this week so that they can be prepared to get more leads? Maybe change some captions or what should they do?
For sure. So one of the first things would definitely be go to your bio. Okay. So make sure that your bio is saying who you are and how you help people. Right. So my bio is I teach female coaches how to use Instagram Reels and TikTok to generate leads without paid ads or something like that. But then it also said there's like arrows in my profile pointing down that's basically telling you click the link here. And when they click the link in my bio, it's giving them free tools and paid ones. So you want to make sure that when people land on you, they know exactly who you are and that how you help them. And then you're giving them a CTA in your initial bio. That's the first thing. The second thing you want to do is you want to pay close attention to what exactly are you saying to people when they land on your content, whether it's videos or it's images or in the captions. You should be with every single video trying to get people to do something, whether that is going to the bio or getting them to just comment or getting them to DM. Because even if you don't have a tool like Go High Level or ManyChat, if you don't have that tool set up, you can still tell somebody, hey, comment the word yoga. And if you have 20 people that comment the word yoga, you were talking to them in the video about your yoga program or whatever, right? And if you would just if you how do I say this? So if they comment the word yoga, then what's going to happen is that now you got the 20 people that commented on your video that now you can follow up with. So originally, if you weren't telling them to do anything, they probably weren't doing anything. But if you get them to comment, then you're going to be able to comment back to them or tell them to send a DM.
Oh, I love that. Do you have any tips on what is the right way to follow up? Is there a time frame that's better? Because I think for a lot of people, it's very unnatural to have this kind of like let's say if people just aren't used to like DMing people, do you have any do's and don'ts that have worked really well to get that person to take a further step with you?
If they send me a DM?
Yeah. Like what should we say to get that person engaged when so many people are vying for their attention?
Yeah. So one of the things, one, I don't cold DM people because I hate that and I know they hate that. But if I have told them in my video or in my post, so for example, if I am talking about our 3-day challenge that we do for TikTok marketing and Instagram Reels. And I'm telling them all about this offer and how we can help them. And I say, send me a DM to learn more about the challenge. If they're not commenting or sending me a DM, well, that's telling me that they're not interested. But also it's telling me that the message that I conveyed in my video or my post didn't connect with them in terms of their needs or what have you. So my job is to figure out who is my customer. What do they need? How is my offer going to help them? And so once I really identify that, then I can start creating content that actually connects to them. So instead of me just leading with TikTok marketing or Instagram Reels marketing, I need to lead more with lead generation, because what we want more in the business owner is that we want to reach people and we want to generate leads. So I have to talk to them in their pain points. And so then I'm getting them to actually comment. Now, once they're actually in our DM, or they've actually commented, we then will do the outreach of following up with them. So if they commented the word hooks, we will follow up in a day or two and just say, hey, did you grab our 75 free hooks? If they say yes, then we're like, great, we're so glad to have you. If they say no, then, and this is our social media manager, they will check in and say, okay, what do we need to, is there something that you need before you can download this? Or where are you? What are you actually in need of? Because sometimes they don't need the hooks. They want to work with me. And so if we actually are doing the tedious kind of follow up with everybody, we're actually converting more, not just in the free items, but into the paid products.
Oh, I love that too. And what I love is that there's so many ways, like tools that you say that can cut down the time, because I think the number one objection is well, it takes so much time to build connections at scale. And it's if you know how to use the tools the right way, then it can help you do that. And you've obviously been a master at that. I want to pivot back to, let's say the types of content. Cause now we've talked about, why you should do short form content and the ways that you can use software like ManyChat to get more sales and get more leads. But let's talk about the actual video. So there's Reels, there's talking head, there's interview style, there's day in the life. Which one do you think that people should focus on? And because where do people start? How do they pick? Or should you have a group? Or should we all be rotating all of them all the time?
So I think that if a person is just getting started, you got to go, okay, where am I most comfortable starting? Right. I think that some people are probably, if they have never been on camera before, they'll probably be more comfortable with like behind the scenes content. And that's basically where you and I are here. We're both talking into our cameras on screen, and someone has their phone recording them on the side. So like my phone is here on my desk, and it could be filming me talking to you, and it doesn't feel as threatening because I'm not looking actually into the camera. So you can do things like that. You can have it to where you're actually, typing on your computer and your camera is filming you from another angle. You can also be putting together your groceries or folding your laundry, and you have the camera recording you, but you're not actually looking into it. That's more B-roll type of footage and kind of behind the scenes. So if someone's not comfortable with the camera, that one's an easy one. The talking head videos, that's easy for the person who feels confident about being on camera. And literally that's just you turning the camera on and you're talking right into it. But I think that we should be doing a mix of content, because if all you're doing is talking head videos, it's not a bad thing to do it, but it becomes kind of mundane. Like it becomes like we're used to you doing exactly what you're doing. So I have a course called Vertical Video Mastery, and we have some students in there right now, and I've been evaluating their content. And one of my students, she is only sitting in the exact same space, exact same lighting, exact same background, and her content isn't performing very well. And I explained to her, I'm like, well, everybody isn't seeing all your videos on the feed, but if they see one video and they go to your profile, like there's no, like, it's just, you have to break up the monotony. So I have to make sure that I am filming not just here with my talking head videos. I sometimes will go into my closet. I'll sometimes go to other sides of the house or what have you. So that way it doesn't always feel the same, because we have to remember that people don't come on social media for us. They come on social media to be entertained, and we are the commercial to their entertainment. So like when we're trying to get people's attention, even with talking head videos, we still have to be very intentional and strategic, especially within that first 1 to 2 seconds to get people to stop and watch us.
Oh, that's so good. And now that you said it, the ones that have been working well for me are the B-roll footage things. Mm-hmm. So I am making a point to just film myself doing very stupid things like washing kale and then putting text over it and music. And then also the meme video. So it's not even we don't even have to be in the video, but we can take something from The Office, which is a clip that I took. And so that's also doing really well. So I like what you said about mixing it up and not just having someone on the camera, because we don't go on social media to be talked to. I mean, some of us do want education content, but most of the time we're not going there for education. So I also love what you said about that. Let's talk about delegating this, because I know people are like, well, this is all great, Keenya, but I don't have the time, or I'd rather just hire someone else for it. And I have a lot of thoughts about social media managers and things like that. What is your experience about delegating it to someone else, or just hiring someone to just take this off your plate completely?
Yeah. You talking about automating your social media?
Yeah. Like hiring someone to just plan all your content for you.
Oh, so the first thing that I'll say about that is that it's expensive. Okay. So if you're really going to hire somebody to know you, know your brand, and tell you what to shoot, just know that it's not going to be a really good one. It's not going to be as inexpensive as you would like for it to be. We have been trying to find that person for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And it's been very challenging unless we're going to pay like $4,000 a month. It's worth it, but it can be expensive. Now, what you can do is you can work with a social media manager. Like you can collaborate with a social media manager where you or someone in your team is coming up with the type of content that you need to record. And then you're filming that. And then now that other person is actually doing the distribution. Because what we have experienced is that the social media manager is typically not a good strategist. And most people need a strategist and a manager. And unless you're going to pay a lot for a strategist person and a manager, you need to have, it's like me, I'm a social media strategist. So we just recently brought on a new girl, and we're like, she's not doing any strategy. I'm doing all of it. All she's going to be doing is helping me chop up content. She's going to be editing content. She's going to be posting it. But I am going to do the strategy, because every time we try to do them both, it just turned into a nightmare on Elm Street. But it is important to try to do this. So another thing is that if you're doing horizontal videos, like kind of like right now we're doing a podcast, but the filming of this is horizontal. Well, you can use a tool like Opus.pro where you can give this to your social media manager. They can upload this into Opus.pro and a 20-minute, 30-minute video will be turned into probably 10, 12 to 15 short vertical videos with captions and all that.
Yeah, there's so many tools for that now that makes it so much easier. I do like Opus Pro. There's also Cast Magic. So there's definitely ways. And I think the most important takeaway is we just want a silver bullet thing, but I've also tried to hire social media managers and agencies, and it never works out well because you can't really, the people who are really good at strategy, who know your audience, are not the people who are going to be implementing it. So I really do agree that when you try to mix the two, you're diluting the power. And the best thing is working with a strategist and then hiring someone maybe at a lower cost to do the actual like nitty gritty of turning that into a reel. I love what you said about that.
Exactly.
You've given us so much to think about. One more question I want to ask now that we're kind of in this age is AI. How do you feel that AI is going to change short form video, like in terms of people using it, in terms of barrier to entry, in terms of people not wanting to use, or people knowing that you are using AI? Do you have any thoughts about that?
So I feel I've been having a lot of different feelings about it. Like I love the idea of AI, of being able to create it's like there's the, like, I think it's called HeyGen, where you can create AI generated content that's not even you because you've created your profile in there. I love the idea of it because sometimes I get really busy and I would love for just, to just have content out there. But I also feel a little concerned about it because, I or anyone can create content as me and it's not actually me, and it's easy to be able to do that. So I feel excited about the possibility, but also like, ooh, this may be really bad because we all have a lot of content out there of our face, of our voice, of our everything. And so somebody can redo that. I mean, I have people that make fake accounts on me all the time and they're always inboxing people. And so it makes me a little concerned. But I do love that AI can do so much of what it can do, just very similar to like Opus and Get Munch and all them. They're chopping up our videos and adding all these different things to it and like making it so much easier. I think that AI is really helping a lot of us to simplify our businesses, to spend less money on certain things when we can, like I still have my team, but instead of us having a full-time editor, we get to like use things like Opus and then they can revise what Opus gave us into better things with even more B-roll, but I kind of have I have a lots of, cause it's not regulated. So right now it's like everything's kind of renegade until something happens. So I'm a little like on the 70 nervous side about it, but then 30, I love what it's doing so far.
I also love that you basically have made it, because when people are trying to be you, then it means that you have a big enough audience. So, with that challenge comes affirmative that you've really done the work and positioned yourself in the market. So sorry about the spam and the hack, but at least now you know.
Yeah.
I think you've given us lots to think about. And I also think that it's really about how you use it. But I do think that because we are on content all the time, we can tell right away if something is AI. Like even those AI images, no one's buying from that. So I think it works for some things, but if you're trying to do a personal brand, like if I see an AI generated image, I'm just like, ugh. So I totally agree that it's good for some things, but it definitely can reduce the empathy factor, which is what we need, the know, like, and trust factor. You've given us so much to think about, from hooks to reels to content to repurposing to how to grow your list. Is there anything else that we didn't cover before we get off today?
No, I guess the one thing that I would say is that I know that there's the conversation about TikTok, if you should do TikTok or not. Is it going to get banned or not? Obviously I don't know the answer if it's going to get banned or not, but the one thing that I'm telling everybody is don't wait to see if it gets banned. Start growing an audience there. Because if it doesn't get banned in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you've waited all this time. Like so many people waited in 2020, 21, 22, 23. Now we're in 24 and you wish you would have got started there. Get started. The worst that happens is that it gets banned. The best that happens is that you start to grow an audience and you're starting generating leads through content that you're already creating.
Yeah, I love that. The best day to start is yesterday. But as long
Mhm.
as you use social media with a strategic goal, and we're not out here being content creators, at least I am not. I'm not trying to
Right.
feed the algorithm. I'm trying to get them on my list so that I can have conversations with them. Thank you so much. Where can people find you? Where can people get to know you if they want to take the next step with short form video?
For sure. So I'm on all social medias: Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, with my name, Keenya Kelly. And then, of course, we have our free tools. If you go to Keenya Kelly on Instagram and you can like click my bio there, you'll get all these free tools that will help you grow your business using short form video.
Oh, I love that so much. And thank you so much for bringing all the value. And I look forward to seeing you again in person, hopefully in New
Yay!
York when you come.
I know,
And
right?
best of luck to you on your move. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Gloria.